All right, now that we have our pattern taken down from the dress form, what we want to do here is to begin to blend every areas and align them into the right pattern. So remember that everything we did, we just did like a free hand walk. So free hand in the sense that, I was just tracing, you're not sure if it's straight. So at this point, you're going to go ahead to blend. So this is our center front line. This is the front pattern. This is our center front line, which of course we do with our line, our ruler, so it's straight. This is the neckline. So I might want to, if you're not comfortable with how the neckline looks, you might want to readjust that again with your curve. This is just to blend each lines. This is the shoulder. So I want to just connect with a straight line to ensure I have a straight shoulder seam. The armhole as well. I might want to redraw. Maybe this place is too deep. Okay. You might want to, or even if not, you might want to just use your curves to blend in. Okay, to ensure that everything is smooth, and of course your dart, you want to connect it. So I'm just connecting from bust point to the dart leg. Okay, because the way we did that one, you see the line was not connecting, but I can correct that here. Okay, so same thing with the waist. My concern is just for you to match where I locked out, sorry, where I identify as a dart leg. Okay, so you have to be careful. All right, this, now I can as well connect the legs to this point. Okay, so you notice that this line and this line, they're not the same. That's because this has been blended. The legs have been blended together. Okay, that's one good part I like, because in draping you don't need to do a lot. It was folded. Even the waist would also have that contoured shape. All right, let me just draw this again. Okay, so you see that the blue line, the blue marker, is our original and newly drafted pattern. Does this look like a pattern that when you draft using all your calculations and everything, this is still the same thing that you will get? And you see how we could easily do that without having to work with any paper, any pattern, nothing, no calculations. Okay, so let me work with the back. The back as well, we're going to repeat the same thing that we have done. So I'll blend the dart legs. Okay, remember, because I know where the dart is starting and stopping, so it's easier for me to just connect them. The legs as well. So the parts that you realize that the lines are not straight, just use your curve area, because that shows that the waist area is contoured, which is what you get when you have a dart on your pattern. Okay, and then of course you also see that the armhole is slightly different from the front, which is correct. That's how it should be. Your front and back armhole cannot be the same. Okay, and then of course you blend your neckline. Now once you're done with this, of course we also have the center back line. Now once you're done with this, you want to come back, take your front shoulder fold and match it with the back to see if they align. Yes, mine does. But if they don't align, say for example, one is shorter, one is longer, You want to look at the one that is actually correct and blend it into each other. So say for example, this one seems like it's really small, just add. So if this is longer, I'll just probably align this one to blend into this armhole. Because why? When you are sewing, definitely going to join the shoulders and they need to align. So that is one part. The side as well, the side seam needs to be aligned. So I can just use pin to hold up my waist, my bust that, just so that I can align the sides. So I can use a pin to just hold it down just the way it would be when it is sewn, and then through to see if this aligns with this. So I'll start from the waist. So can you see this is longer? The back is longer than the front. You see where the armor of the back is and where the armor of the front is. So this shows that when you sew it, you're going to have some challenges. So what you're going to do when you discover this is, depending on which one seems to be, so the armhole of the front, I feel okay with it, but regardless, anyone, if this is coming like this, okay, it means that I probably would have to take this up to align or bring this down. Now I don't want to take this up because when I take it up, the armhole for the front is going to be shorter, smaller. So I'll rather bring the back armhole down. But even in bringing it down, it's just this side that will be brought down and I'll align to this point. Okay, I'll align it to this point. So this, don't make it wide, just align to this point, and you're sure that what you have done when you are sewing, you won't have any challenges. Okay, now when working with your pattern, you've already traced, you blend, everything is okay, you want to take a pattern paper and then put your pattern on it and pin the two together flat. Now we want to convert our draped pattern into a flat pattern, like transferring it from fabric to pattern, because remember you want to add seam allowance, and probably you didn't indicate that when when draping, you might not want to stress yourself with thinking, oh, I still need to add half allowance or 1 inch allowance. So I would recommend that when you draft it out like this, then you transfer it to paper before adding your seam allowance. Okay, and of course, transferring to paper helps to secure and maintain your client's pattern. Okay, unlike when you just leave it on the fabric. So how do you transfer to paper? Just what I'm doing here, simply pin heavy areas to the paper. That's your fabric to paper. This is the front pattern to paper, and then you begin to trace. So once you're done tracing, you take off the pins. You're sure you've traced every part. Take off the pin, take off the fabric, and then you can draw out. So you might not be able to see, but I can see what I traced. I can see this is the dart area. I can see this part, okay, and this part as well. All right, so you take it out. Okay, so this is what I have. You can just indicate this is your center front, okay, and yes, this is not part of it, okay, and so this is my bust darts, this is my waist darts, this is what I have. So let me also do the same for the back. Having known that this is our pattern, this is our back, this is our front, okay, this is our back, this is our back, and this is our front. Okay, so this is how to create a pattern using the draping method. So you can just cut out or add your seam allowance and you are good to go. Okay, you can try to also come in here to alter the neckline, the armhole, to whatever it is you want, or there's a way we also alter it on the dress form. You can make any garments with draping, not just pleated garments. All right, I hope you enjoyed this lesson.